Salutations to Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2025. I'm at the Pittsburgh Park Conservancy, Shenley Plaza, and I just got off across the street from Starbucks, Port Authority bus. I forget which one it was, but I'm on my way to the Carnegie Public Library. So I went to the restroom to wash my hands. It's just an update. I see no urgency. I feel no emergency. All cars are welcome to ride along. I do not work for Pittsburgh Police. I do not work for the DEA or the FBI. I'm not in the military. I do not impede or impersonate. I'm self-employed forensics lab technician, forensics officer, police officer. I just work for myself. Also self-employed security guard. I do not accept any checks in the form of any of my LLCs. But if you are, it's a reference point. You can check me out at www.latino.lawstudent, spelled grammatically, .wixsite.com/American grammatically, the word muscle grammatically, and not the whole word security, just SECURI. And then it stops right there. There's not enough characters for Wixsite to include the whole, okay? But, as you can see, and behind me is the carousel. There's a lot of parents that, they take their kids on the carousel whenever I'm studying over here at the yard, or I go over here to use the restroom, etc., or whatever. I play baseball over there in that park sometimes when I have time. But just so people are more familiar with who I am, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. Every now and then, random people check out my anger management TV on YouTube. I got several channels: Stack Books Foundation, Dungula Video, Doing Business as Adam Shavant. I got so many aliases. I haven't really picked out a name. Some of them are comical, some of them are not. None of them are for children. But, I'm looking to actually host a tug-of-war event, maybe here in the park, maybe somewhere. But Parent Confidential group is for everybody. So we want to do rock climbing, we want to do paintball stuff, we want to do potlucks for churches, but it's a platform that me and other adult thinkers are thinking of, just a think tank, so that we know how to, if we have to, call the police on our own kids or somebody in our own family if somebody tries to use a firearm against us in our own neighborhood or bring one into our house. Me and girlfriends that of mine thought about this. They have names for their stuff. They're a confidential group, whatever. But just also to stay observant, not just when it comes to kids, but you know what I'm saying. I lost a friend of mine. His name was Chase Van Leeuwen, artist by the name of he went as Young Lion or Van Leeuwen. He had a couple different names, Young Ace, and he died in a studio. So I don't want that to ever happen. There's a lot of my friends. They're not in law school, but they're going to school for business. They might not even go to school. They got a different approach, but they're not giving up on music. We mourned his loss, but we don't want to be the type of artist to carry firearms at our shows, because this is the reason why a lot of people, right now you can see the plaza is blank, or not blank, but empty. But, just like last week, there was a stage set up there, and they do have hip hop shows. And some of the slang, maybe adults that in Oakland, Squirrel Hill area, they don't really like so much. But they did actually use some profanity, but it wasn't really really colorful profanity. It wasn't the kind that would deter people from inviting their kid. There was families here. Now my crew, we're going to try not to do that. And that's another reason why I'm glad I took a break from performing, because I have performed in New York City, places like New Yorkans Poets Cafe. I performed with Chase at Red Light Cafe in Atlanta. I performed in Miami, etc., Los Angeles, California, Long Beach. So, you know what I mean? I got to work on my performance, because I never was really a good performer. I never was good at podcasts, public speaking. I had to take classes on it. So I'm trying to learn how to do songs that people can invite their family, because, a lot of clubs got shut down on Carson's because of shootouts. A lot of college sororities, fraternities, they don't really want to take a chance with an artist, not just because of the profanity or the twerk, whatever suggestive, It's just, the violent aspect of violent people might come to the show. But you see over here where those graduates are walking by in the middle of the street, they set up a stage here before. I seen Sergeant Murray and other partners here, people that are Pitt police affiliated, not really listening, but standing by and not really, they don't have a problem with this kind of music. So one day it'd be great if I could perform. This summer, probably not. Um, but I do have shows with Coast to Coast Live, so I want to get familiar with people, student organizations, particularly parents and alumni, because they're the ones when their kids or some students say to a professor or student affairs, whoever's in charge, the chair people there, they want to have an artist, and I've seen them 2 years in a row. Hip hop, it was good, it wasn't too bad, but other than that, this is just a little, what I mean, because you want. I have friends that come to my shows. They have family. They want to bring their kids. So yeah, check it out. This is a great place. If you guys come to any of my shows, if I get the chance to perform here, don't mess it up because you only get one chance to perform. Let's take it over here. You only get one chance to perform at a place like this. Luckily, at Penn State, I got to perform for Mac Miller, rest in peace, at Sigma Pi because I knew some guys at some frat, and I opened up for him. I got to perform for a lot of people. Warren Commons over there, a lot of places. Just being linked into a lot of DJs, players, and whatever, Inferno. But you know, so right now I have some songs with content creators like Paula Perry. She's a really positive artist. Her music kind of changed, but I feel like it got better. Bizarre, his music, definitely got better. I never thought that there was a problem with his music to begin with. I always thought he was a great artist, but I didn't really pay attention to him too much because obviously I was more so into Eminem, and I still am. But you never know. Bizarre might come down. Eminem might come down. If there's some student organizations that would love to host me and our song, it would be great to perform it right there, Rockabye Baby remix. I don't just hang up flyers of fugitives. I've hung up flyers in this plaza all around Pittsburgh. Promoting Bizarre's music, Paula Perry's music, DJ Lazy K's music. It'd be great to have her spinning in the background. Me performing. But again, this is college. College is competitive. There's a lot of people that are Pittsburgh. I tell people, I'm like, hey, if you want to get on a good mixtape, adult mixtape, get on dope mixtapes called Sack Food Radio. Go to their Instagram, and people take advantage of that. But unfortunately, in the music industry, it's just like anything. That's why Nas says, it's kind of like the crap game. The rap game remind me of the crap game because even Nas said himself in his song "You're the Man." The plan was to knock me off the top of the chain, but I understand their proof is all lame. So you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of guys that he had to compete with to get to where he's at. So, you know what I'm saying? But fortunately, I haven't had any issues with any artists here in Pittsburgh, and I hope to keep it that way. But but I just have it's obvious because I remember being in that Starbucks up there on Fifth Avenue. Whenever I was like, yo, Paula, are you done with the song? And she's like, yeah, I got to get an engineer. My mic broke down and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, trying to like make her, send it faster. But eventually she sent it. And I just started, seeing people look up like Paula Perry. And people was just hating, you know what I mean? So there's always evils in between you. That's why Nas and Scarface had the song Evils in Between Us, you know what I'm saying? But if there's anybody out there that would like to see that happen, you know the number 412-609-2679, stackbooksfoundation@gmail.com. Other than that, if you want to take advantage of doing a song with them and performing, hey man, more power to you. You know the link. I'm telling you, I'm not stopping you from doing it. I hope everybody gets a chance to record with them, but don't forget to thank the sender. All right, peace.